No matter who you are, you will have haters. John 15 verse 18 says, if the world hates you, know that it hated Jesus first. So if you have haters, know that God is greater than your haters. Lately you've been feeling the weight of your haters coming at you with their envy and their hate, scheming against you, throwing mud on your name. But God's gonna work it out despite their lies and game. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up, it'll pay off later. God is greater, through the pain you're a giant slayer. People who are on a mission to humble you. That's what we're talking about today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you find value here. Let's get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I know that with your help, we can meet this goal by the end of the summer. Together we can do it. There's so much negativity out there. Let's promote the positive. So we're talking about, why is it that there are some people who you will come across who want to make it their mission to chop you down, knock you down, cut you down, and humble you? Before we talk about the 3 reasons why, I want to give you a scripture that's going to set the tone for this video. And that scripture comes from James chapter 4 verse 10. And it says, humble yourselves before the Lord and he will lift you up. It gets no plainer than that. And so as believers, we are to humble ourselves before the Lord, and the Lord will lift us up. But it's not another human being's job to come into your life as a grown adult to try to humble you. And when we humble ourselves before the Lord, it is really about letting it be known that we need God. It is about glorifying God, magnifying God because of who he is, right? And so that's what it means to humble ourselves before the Lord. It is to have a servant's heart, a heart of humility before the Lord. But it is not another person's job to look at you as a grown adult and they decide that you need some humbling, so they're going to knock you down to size. That doesn't even come from a good place. No matter what that person tries to tell you, don't go for the okie doke. And so this is why, as believers, it is so important to know the scriptures, so that when a human being comes into your space trying to convince you of something otherwise, as a believer, you have the scriptures to stand on. So let's look at 3 reasons why an individual may try to humble you. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not talking about a parent raising a child who is teaching their children the characteristic and instilling values of humility. That's not what we're talking about in this video. If you go left with the conversation, you'll already know the team is going to block and delete you, because my comment section is not the Wild Wild West, and we want to keep this a space where it is positive, uplifting, and encouraging. So why are there people, who come into your life? It could be a family member, a friend. It could be somebody you're on a first date, second date, third date with, and they are on a mission to humble you. Let's look at 3 reasons. Number 1, to try and make you believe that you are not worthy of the positive things that exist in your life. This is a big one, and sometimes you see this with dating, and it's called negging, Negging. And so perhaps you have accomplished quite a bit. You got your own place. You are working at a job that you absolutely love, or you're working at a job that you feel like you are making a difference. Maybe you got your own car. Maybe you went back to school. Maybe you're in college. And you are accomplishing, this is what I'm getting at, the goals that you set out to accomplish for yourself, whatever those goals may be, in whatever area, finance, education, career, health and fitness, personal growth, whatever those areas are. And you have a family member who feels like they need to knock you down to size. And so something as simple as you were the first in your family to go to college. and you have that aunt or uncle. You come back from college, you got your degree, you are really proud, not in a haughty way, but a sense of accomplishment, that you can check that thing off, that, hey, I got my bachelor's degree, and I'm really excited, and I'm going to start applying for jobs in a particular industry. And you're at a family gathering, and your aunt or your uncle, the one that always has something slick to say, or a cousin, comes over to you and, oh yeah, how everything going with that little degree you got? And you're like, little degree? Why you got to put the word little in front of the degree? You can't just say degree? Well, I just need to let you know you ain't smarter than me. A college degree don't make you smarter than me. A college degree don't make you smart. Like, why do they need to say that to you? You're not even talking about your college degree. You were talking to another family member about your favorite television show, or you were talking about a book you read, or the two of you were talking about music that you like. You're not even talking about the subject of your college degree. But this family member, and you're not even talking to this family member, you're talking to another family member. But this family member feels the need to walk over to where you are sitting, minding your business, enjoying yourself with another family member, to just let you know you are not smarter than me. You never said you were smarter than them. You don't come across as if you think you're better than people, but they just have to let you know. Why do they feel that it's their mission to let you know? And the reality is, if you really feel that you are smart and competent, you don't need to wear it on your chest. You don't need to have an S on your chest. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. No, you just are operating in who you are. You're showing up as who you are. And so do know that that is a way to make you believe that you are not worthy of the positive things that exist in your life, and that the things that exist in your life don't mean much. And so it is a way to belittle and diminish the things that you have achieved. It could even be weight loss. You put the work in. You changed your whole diet. You are doing your 10,000 steps, or you're hitting the gym, whatever your regimen is, whatever your specifics are, and you have achieved some monumental results. You look like a whole different person. You shed a person. And we're going to bring it back to the family gathering. So it's 1 year later, you at the family gathering, and you are talking to grandma or grandpa, and here come that cousin who always thought she was a little better than you, or who always thought he was a little better than you. And they're going to come over to you, and they're going to tell you, you look so sickly. Don't you lose no more weight? You look so sickly. You have been to your doctor. You do not look sickly. Your doctor has no concerns, and your doctor's actually telling you that you're doing great. Keep up the good work. You look fit. You look sculpted. You do not look sickly. But because this cousin now feels threatened, because you now give them a little competition, and that's not your mindset, right? But you can't control somebody else's mindset. So if somebody else is in a space where they always have to be the most shiniest object in the room, and you are starting to get a little shine in the area where they shine, if they're not of the mindset that the world is big enough to accommodate many stars, the world accommodates, right? There's a whole bunch of stars in the sky. The world is big enough for all of us to let our light shine. The Bible tells us to let our light shine. So that means the world is big enough for all of us to shine. But you have some people who want to be the only star, so to speak. And so you could be minding your business, and they're going to say something. So you look sickly. You look sick, don't you? And they say it in front of everybody. You look sickly. So-and-so, don't you think she looks sickly? Don't you think he looks sickly? He look horrible. You need, and just kind of like trying to come over to you to just ruin your day. And the thing is, you're not even speaking to them. You're like, could you mind your business? I'm not talking to you. I don't care what you think about me. It don't matter. I ain't dating you. And so what you got to say about the way I look has nothing to do with my life. Why don't you go sit down somewhere? And so now when you got a little comeback, why you got to be so nasty? And you thinking, how am I nasty when I'm minding my business? And you coming over to me telling me I look sickly.
You lucky I don't go there with you and tell you what I think about how you look. So go sit down somewhere. And the thing is, it's a way to belittle the hard work that you put in terms of changing your diet and going to the gym. And that's health. It can be anything. It could be that you saved your money aggressively. Maybe you are working 2 jobs, right? And you have your full-time job and you're working a part-time job, and on top of that, you got a side hustle. You do hair in between, or you bake cupcakes in between, whatever it is that you do, or you're handy. You're able to fix things. You're able to put the Wayfair furniture together and Amazon furniture together. So friends and family always call you when they need help putting together complex pieces of furniture. You could do it in your sleep, right? And so that's like your side hustle on top of what you do. So you have aggressively put yourself in a situation where you were able to save money. And let's say you're not even working at a job that you really like that, but you have a goal. And so your goal is trumping your personal feelings, and you are putting in the work, and you were able to buy the car you wanted. You were able to get an apartment and decorate it the way you wanted. And your apartment looks beautiful. Everybody that comes in loves your decor because you just have an eye for that, and you saved, you work hard, you put in the work. And the people who are complaining about, well, you think you all of that, they're not willing to do what you did. And see, the thing is, they want to let you know, well, this little apartment ain't all of that. You didn't ask them their opinion on their apartment. You don't speak on their apartment, on their home, because you are focused on what it is that you were trying to do. But you got to remember that when somebody is in a space where they want to make you believe that you are not worthy of the positive things that exist in your life, or they want to diminish and belittle the positive things that exist in your life, they will try to humble you. But remember that you want to humble yourself before the Lord, right? That's the scripture you stand on, James 4:10. Humble yourself before the Lord. It's not another human being's job to what they God? Are they God? It's not their job to believe that they need to humble you. So be very careful. Number 2, they want to bring you down to the level they feel about themselves. I don't care what nobody has to say in terms of, well, that's not true. No. They want to bring you down to the level they feel about themselves. Very rarely is somebody who is harboring wickedness and envy in their heart going to say, I am so insecure around you, and every time I'm around you, I feel envious. How many people you know are going to openly admit that? And so don't listen to the people that try to make you believe it's something else than what it really is, right? We know people by their fruit. So they want to bring you down to the level that they feel about themselves, because here's the thing. When you feel confident and good about who you are, right? When you know who you are in God, when you take God at his word, and God tells us things that we're fearfully and wonderfully made. God tells us things in his word, like we are his workmanship. So when you believe that about the believer, you're including yourself and you're including other human beings. And so if you see yourself as God's workmanship, you also see other human beings as God's workmanship. And so you're not going to be on the end of wanting to attack someone for accomplishing something you didn't accomplish, because in your mind, you're thinking they're doing them. That's their lane. I'm focusing on me. But see, when you feel like you are nothing, you want other people to feel like they're nothing. This is why it's so important to know who you are in God. And if you struggle with feelings of worthlessness, please get into the word. Please come to church by phone, because we will build you up in the word so that you truly know who you are in God. And so you do have to understand, because this is a key component. Now, this is what it says in the scripture, Luke chapter 6, verse 45. It says, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth that which is evil. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Luke 6, verse 45. So it says a good man, meaning a good human being, mankind, out of the good treasure. Now, what's a treasure? A treasure within this context is something that is stored up, right? Something that you have a lot of, something that is held in abundance, right? So if you have a treasure of shoes, you have a lot of shoes. If you have a treasure of pillows, you have a lot of pillows. So a good man, out of the good treasure of his heart, brings forth that which is good. And so when a person is in a place of knowing who they are in God, when they are in the place of trying to do right, no one's perfect, but we're trying to do right. When you are in that type of place, then your heart is stored up with some very specific things. Your heart's going to be stored up with the joy of the Lord. Your heart is going to be stored up with the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Your heart is going to be stored with confidence concerning who you are in God as laid out in his word. Your heart is going to be stored up with focusing on the things that help you walk in purpose and destiny. Your heart is going to be focused on seeking the kingdom first. And then all these other things will be added. And so when you are in that place, the only thing that can come out of you is what's in you. And so if a person is very invested in wanting to humble you, humiliate you, knock you down, cut you down, and bring you down, that's the treasure that's stored up in their heart. They have a treasure of self-doubt. They have a treasure of insecurity. They have a treasure of envy, meaning a lot. It's piled up, right? Because it says an evil man out of the evil treasure. So treasures can be evil. And so evil treasures are the evil thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that are being harbored in our heart. And so when a person has evil treasures, the only thing that they can bring forth is that which is evil. The only thing that can come out of you is that which is in you. And not to be gross, but I'm going to use this example, and it's going to sound gross. When you go to the bathroom, the only thing that can come out of you is whatever was in you. Whatever you ate for the day or the day before, that's what's coming out of you. Nothing else can come out of you that is in you. And so if there is a piece of cake that is on your counter that you've never touched, when you go to the bathroom, that cannot come out of you because it is not in you. And so the only thing that can come out of you is that which is in you. And when we really understand that there are always two realities at work in this world, spiritual and the physical reality, the things that we sense through the five physical senses, it becomes virtually impossible for people to gaslight you, run game on you, and guilt trip you. And you will also lose a lot of people, because the harder it is to manipulate you, the harder it is to run game on you, the easier that you see through people. How many people are going to be comfortable with that? How many people are going to be like, I'm trying to manipulate you, and I'm going to admit that? How many narcissistic personality types do you know that say, I am narcissistic, I want to control you, I want to exploit you until I have no use for you? How many people are that up front? So you got to know, and you got to stand on the word, right? And so then it goes on to say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And so whatever we have an abundance of, so if somebody has an abundance of low self-esteem, that's the space they're speaking from. So if they're attacking you in that area, that's the abundance, because out of you can only speak, the heart, the mouth can only speak what's stored up in the heart. This is why when you have a quiet person who is mild-mannered, and you keep picking with them, and you catch them on the wrong day, you really gonna get it, because it's been stored up. It's like, this is it. This is the last time. And most human beings have that last time. Like, if you say this one more time, you're gonna hear how I really feel. Now, I've been reining a tight rein on my tongue. I don't know how much longer I can do it, because that frustration was stored up in your heart, right? That annoyance of the other person's behavior has been stored up in the heart. Like, I let this go, I let that go. When you did this, I let that go. No more. Today, you're going to get it. So do understand that whatever is in our heart abundantly, it is going to come out of the mouth. So don't let a person make you believe that they are confident and in an emotionally healthy place, and they're invested in humbling you. It's not their job. God is the potter, and the human being is the clay. The Bible says God is the potter, we are the clay. But the problem is, you will come across a lot of human beings who arrogantly think that they are the potter. This is why you got to know the word. And then the third reason, which happens sometimes in dating, and this is why you have to date with discernment, why somebody will try to humble you, and this is where you see negging happen a lot, N-E-G-G-I-N-G. I might be spelling it wrong. I think it's N-E-G-G-I-N-G, but y'all can double check. It's negging. So the third reason is so the individual can manipulate you through wearing on your self-doubt, which over time leads to poor self-esteem. And so this could be that you are on a first date with somebody. And I'll give you two examples from a male. I'll give you an example from a male and an example from a female so that you have the example from both. So let's say you're a woman, you're on a date with a man. And it's your first date. And he says, you would be so much prettier if you were 20 pounds heavier, right? Let's just say. Now, let's say that he knew exactly what you look like. Let's say you video conferenced each other. And he was able to fully see you. And he fully sees you at the size you are. He knows what you look like. And he has still asked you out. This means he knows what you look like. He asked you out. And he starts to date like this. Right? This is a way of humbling you. Because he had the option of finding somebody who's 20 pounds slimmer. He don't have to date you. It's a big world. Right? So he needs to find the person that he's attracted to if it's not you. Don't waste your time. More importantly, don't waste his time. So rather than telling you all the things that's wrong with you, he needs to find the person, the woman who fits his type. Don't even waste his time talking to you. And don't waste your time. So that you can find the person who likes you just the way you are. And so what happens is, when it's temperature checking. He's checking your temperature to see what you will tolerate. And as this triggers low self-esteem, right? So you start to think, well, maybe I am unattractive. Maybe nobody else will ever want to talk to me. I better go on a second date and hold on to him with everything I got. Not realizing that that was the plan all along. Or maybe he comes with a joke, but it's not really a joke. He might say the words, oh, I was only joking. If you say something like that wasn't nice. You know, you're so overly sensitive. You're going to have a hard time finding a good man with that level of being so sensitive. I was only joking. You have a decision to make right on the spot. So let's use a woman doing it to a man. So you're on a date. You take the time to take her wherever you're taking her. Let's say you're taking her to Olive Gardens. We'll use that. It could be Olive Gardens. It could be, I'm trying to think of a restaurant. We're going to say Olive Gardens. So let's say you take the time, you plan the date, you're going to Olive Gardens. And she has a attitude of entitlement. And she says, well, I thought that we were going to go someplace much better. Olive Gardens is not really a good restaurant. And I thought we were going to go to someplace much better than Olive Gardens. And rather than being thankful that you're taking her out for a meal on your dime, what you can afford, and nothing wrong with Olive Gardens. I love their food. I love their garlic bread. But let's say that she feels that you should have taken her to a very upscale type restaurant. And this is maybe your first or second date. It could be your third date. And her whole attitude is telling you, well, you know, guys that I dated in the past, they've taken me to courtside basketball games, then you need to let her go back and date those type of guys. But what she's doing is checking your temperature, right, to see what you will tolerate. She is checking your temperature. And if you find yourself apologizing, and this actually happened to a young man who was a coaching client of mine, and he found himself apologizing. Well, I'm so sorry. I thought you would like the food here. You know, I love the breadsticks. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you apologizing? No, let's get you straight. Let's get you straight. Let's get you straight. And so You got to be mindful of that, right? Because it's sending the message that the thought and time you took isn't good enough. And the thing is, you are spending your money to take her out to a meal. You are not you were not saying I'm coming to your house and can you cook me a meal on your dime? You were taking her to a restaurant, and rather than saying thank you, for taking the time to take me to dinner, this was very nice. Her whole attitude is that of entitlement. And so she's trying to create self-doubt in you, like what you're doing is not good enough. And if you're not the right fit for her, let's just say, if you're not the right fit for her, she doesn't have to be catty and entitled about it. That's the point I'm getting, right? Every time you date someone, it's not always going to be a match. But that doesn't mean that we need to behave entitled and nasty. It just seems like the art of common sense and just being a decent person is being a lost art. So you got to be mindful of that. So I want to give you an example and how you might want to respond. So let's say that an individual is negging you, right? And they're negging you by using nasty humor. And it is a form to try to humble you, right? You might want to say something along the lines of, and I'm going to give you 2 ways to say it, and then we'll wrap up. You might want to say something along the lines of, I don't think I'm the right audience for your humor, and I don't want to suppress your freedom of speech in any way. So I'm going to excuse myself so that you can find the right audience for your humor. Now, this is rough because it's sending the message that I'm not going to tolerate that. But I don't need to argue with you about it. Like, I'm not emotionally invested in you where we need to be having a lengthy conversation about how you need to treat me. I am not your etiquette coach. So if you haven't learned how to treat adults by now, then you're not the right fit for me. No need to have a lengthy conversation about it. You don't need to say all of that. But just, I don't think I'm the right audience for your humor. See, because when you say things like, oh, that was so mean, they know it's mean. You think they're brain dead? When the person says to you, you would be so much prettier if you lost 20 pounds, you don't think they know that might hurt your feelings? Do you not think they're aware of that? They know that. That's the intent. To create self-doubt in you, which over time to trigger poor self-esteem. And the way that you take away the carrot, I don't think I'm the right audience for your humor. And I don't want to suppress your freedom of speech. Now, let me tell you why this is very important to say. Because an individual who's trying to manipulate you is going to push back. And they're going to say, well, I have the right to say what I want to say. You can't stop anybody from saying what they want to say. You're saying, I'm not the right audience for your humor. And I don't want to suppress your freedom of speech. This is your personality. You grown. I can't change you. I don't want to invest my energy in changing you. I don't even want to invest a lengthy conversation in changing you. I don't want to suppress nothing about you. I just need to get away from you. So I don't want to suppress your freedom of speech in any way. So I'm going to excuse myself so that you can find the right audience for your humor. Now, if you want to be more direct than that, because that's fine, but some people may be more direct depending on how I would take out the I don't think I'm the right audience. I would probably say, now this is rough, so this is not for everybody. You have to figure out what's best for you. I would say there seems to be some confusion. Now they're going to look at you like, what? There seems to be some confusion. And they're going to give you a puzzled look. What do you mean there seems to be some confusion? I'm not the right audience for your humor. So I want to give you an opportunity to find your right audience. So I'm going to excuse myself. You take care. There seems to be some confusion. And you got to remember that God is not the author of confusion. Now, there's confusion. Because when a person is bringing that negativity into your space, they got you confused with someone that's going to tolerate that. So that's confusion. You ain't got to say all of that. There seems to be some confusion. And just pause. because I'm not the right audience. Not I don't think. If you're doing it this way, the second way, because I'm not the right audience for your humor. And I want to allow you the opportunity to be yourself. So I'm going to excuse myself so you can find the right audience for your humor. And then you block them. Now, some people may say, well, what if they don't know any better? We're talking about adults. And then you have to ask yourself the question, do you want to invest the time in teaching somebody how to treat you? That you're welcome to do that. It is your life. You are welcome to allow someone to take verbal shots at you. That is your choice. You can live that life and invest a lot of time crying and telling them that they're not behaving nicely. That choice is available to you. Absolutely. So let's say they're not joking. Like they don't say I was only joking at the end, and they just say something to neg you, to knock you down. You can simply say, I don't think I'm the right person for this type of conversation. So let's say they're not using humor. Like the instance where you graduated from college and you have the family member who wants to let you know that they're not smart, that you're not smarter than them. Because here's the thing you have to keep in mind. You cannot control another human being. How are you going to make them not say that? Right? You can't make somebody think the way you think they should think. But what you can do is stand up for yourself. Set your boundary around what kind of conversation you're going to have. Right? I can't stop you from talking. But you can't make me internalize what you're saying either. I can't stop you from talking. But how are you going to make me internalize, believe, and live by what you're saying? You're going to go inside my head and mind? That's not possible. And so sometimes you got to let it be known. So here's the softer approach for the second one if they're not using humor. I don't think I'm the right person for this type of conversation, so I'm going to get out the way so you can find a better fit to have this conversation. If you're in person. If you're on the phone, you can simply say, I'm going to hang up now. You take care. And if this is too much for you because you're not that confident in setting boundaries yet, then you can just quietly excuse yourself. Excuse me. And then pick up your phone and do something, or go talk to another person at the family gathering. In the scenario of the family gathering. Now, if you want to take a firmer approach, because I like to give you options, and then you select what's right for you. If you want to take a firmer approach, you can leave out, I don't think I'm the right person for this. You can leave out the words, I don't think, and you can go back to confusion. I think there seems to be some confusion, or I think we have a misunderstanding. It's not, I didn't misunderstand nothing. If they're a nasty person, there seems to be some confusion. And I ain't confused. I'm just letting you know I'm smarter than you, and you ain't smarter than me because you have a degree. Don't go back and forth. In terms of what they're saying, stand by what you're saying. Just calmly. There seems to be some confusion. I think that there's confusion that you believe I'm interested in this conversation. Now this is a blow. They're going to get upset. This is a blow. But sometimes when you're dealing with a person who thinks that they have a right to just say any crazy thing to you, sometimes you need to learn how to put people in their place. There's nothing ungodly about putting people in their place. There's nothing ungodly about setting a boundary. So there seems to be some confusion. I think that you think I'm interested in your opinion. There seems to be some confusion. I think that you think I'm interested in what you think about my weight loss journey. Well, I'm going to just say what's on my mind. Do you? Go ahead. And then you go on about your business. They are not going to like that. Because you can't stop somebody from saying what's on their mind, but you're making it clear that I place no weight, no value, not one iota, not even a nanosecond of concern about your opinion about what you think about my weight loss journey. You don't need to say all of that. Just there seems to be some confusion. Because it is confusion. If they're coming to you, telling you how sickly they think you look, they are confused thinking that you are interested in hearing their opinion. And if you are not interested, then the confusion is on them. There's no confusion on your part. They're confused. They think you want to entertain a conversation about the fact that they think they're smarter than you. So the confusion is coming from them. That's confusion. You ain't confused because you're talking to your grandmama. You ain't even talking to them. They're coming over to you to try to set it off. So they're confused. There seems to be some confusion. I'm here talking to grandma. There seems to be some confusion about where I'm directing my conversation. I wasn't talking to you. I'm talking to grandma. It seems to be, yeah, well, I'm talking to you. Can't stop you from talking, but I'm talking to grandma. You're taking a very strong stance. So you're saying you're talking to the air, essentially, because I'm going to continue my conversation with grandma. I may get up and distract myself with my phone, or I may just leave. So you have options. You have options available to you. You have options available to you. And again, if you are not the type of person who is comfortable setting boundaries to that degree, because everything is learned, right? Skills are learned. And that's too much for you, then you can simply just say, excuse me, and move to the other side of the room. Pick up your phone. Excuse me, I got to make a call. Keep excusing yourself, dude. And that's another way that you can set a boundary. You can set a boundary by your actions if you're not yet comfortable setting the boundary with very stern, strong words. So you have options available to you. If you're like, I could never tell my uncle you must be confused. And if you can't do that, then that's fine. You can just say, excuse me. But what you don't want to do is explain your whole weight loss journey. Well, no, the doctor said, that I don't give them that. Don't give them that. If somebody is trying to humble you, they're not coming from a place of wanting to help you. So why would you invest your energy explaining your perspective? They don't care. What they care about is wanting to unleash their resentment on you, wanting to unleash their envy on you, wanting to one-up you. That's the space that they're in. Stop explaining yourself to demons. So when a person is in that demonic space, because envy don't come from God, the Bible says where there is envy and self-seeking, there's confusion in every evil work. That's why they're coming to you with confusion. Got to be, because there's confusion. You confused. You got me confused with somebody who care about what you think. You got me confused with somebody who holds value about your opinion. I think you're confused. Now, I'm just saying I'm smarter than you. You may feel that way. I got no control over that, but you still got me confused with someone who's vested in what you think. You're not going to like that, because it's essentially saying I will not be controlled, I will not be manipulated, I will not be gaslighted, and you're not going to sit here and play in my face. I can't stop you from talking, but you can't force me to internalize what you're saying. And sometimes there are some people that you need to make that stand with. Sometimes we're afraid as believers. And sometimes you need to make a stern stance. Like, no, enough is enough. I'm not bothering you. I'm talking to grandma or grandpa, and you want to come over and bother me because I have a college degree. What does my college degree have to do with your life? Don't you have business to attend to and things to do? It might not be the college degree. You can substitute the new apartment, the new car. Yeah, I saw your little new car. Your car ain't better than mine. You never said it was better. You just focus on what you're doing. Again, I think you have me confused with someone who cares what you think about my car. Well, I just want to let you know. Okay, you let me know. Agree with them. You let me know. It still doesn't change the fact that I don't care what you think. It's not like I'm going to say, oh, Uncle Bob does not like my car, so right now I'm going to trade it in and purchase a new car. You still going to do you and live your life. So as we close out, remember James 4:10. Humble yourself before the Lord, and He will lift you up. It's not another human being's job, no matter what they feel about you, to make you believe that they need to cut you down to size, that they need to chop you down, knock you down to size. That says more about where they are within their own development than it has anything to do with you. And if you don't want to say anything, that's an option too. You don't have to say any of these things. You can just choose to ignore them. So you have options. You can choose to ignore them. You can choose to pick up your phone and distract yourself. You can choose to say, Grandma, it was nice talking to you. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to go catch up with some other people, and just get up and walk away. So you have options at your disposal. That's what I'm getting at. So with that being said, have you ever been in a situation with somebody who was trying to humble you, and it was coming out of left field, like you were minding your business, talking to grandma, grandpa, uncle, your mom, your dad, whoever you were talking to, or maybe even you were on a date and you had a situation where somebody was trying to humble you on a date? How did you behave? Were you able to just keep your cool and be like, I'm out of here? I'm not even going to invest the energy in going back and forth with you in terms of trying to knock you down to size, because you are living from a space of insecurity, not me. I'm not even vibrating at that level. So I need to get away from you. You're negative energy. You will suck the life out of me. And I need my life force. I need my joy. I need my peace. I need my focus. I can't be focused on you. This is distracting. This is not healthy. Right? If somebody was offering you a glass of lemonade with arsenic in it, and you saw they put arsenic in it, would you willingly drink that? No, you would not, because you know it's poison. And so if somebody is coming at you with poison, I'm not going to sit here and drink your poison. And I'm not going to go back and forth with me drinking a sip and then offering you a sip. No, I just got to get away from you. So with that being said, I hope you found that helpful. Couple of announcements. So I want to let you know there are going to be some changes coming to membership effective September 1st, 2024. So please look out for that video that will explain those changes. It'll be coming soon. I also want to let you know about our event for women. It's happening on Saturday, October 12th, 2024. It is the that's the new book. My new book is Rise Above the Haters Journal. The event is Fix Your Crown, Sis. And that's the event where women are coming together. It's going to be live in person in New York City. And we are going to be lifting each other up, building each other up, and pouring into each other. And so if you are a woman who's about her success, about her growth, about her development, and you want to be around other like-minded women who are into lifting one another and not dragging one another, then this is an event that you need to make sure that you can get to. And the tickets are going very fast. It's going to be an intimate event. It's not going to be hundreds of women. I want it to be intimate, where real relationships can be formed, where you can really make connections with the people that you choose to make connections with, and where you can really be poured into. And that's hard to do when there's hundreds of people. And I'm talking about personally poured into. And so with that being said, the link for the event will be in the video description box. Also, I almost forgot, on August 7th, which is our Wednesday Wellness, that actually also happens to be my birthday, we're going to do Wednesday Wellness as a live stream. We're going to have a special Wednesday Wellness on August 7th celebrating my birthday. And that Wednesday Wellness will happen YouTube live stream for our members, for our tier 2 members. And I'm going to be releasing my new song that I'm really excited about. Is called Wait, Pray, and Slay. Wait, Pray, and Slay. And you'll get to hear it first on Wednesday Wellness at the birthday celebration. So if you are a member, I look forward to meeting you, and I'm going to be opening up this one Wednesday Wellness to actually all members of the YouTube channel. So Wednesday Wellness is a feature that comes with being a second tier member. But for the special Wednesday Wellness, which is my birthday celebration as well, August 7th, it will be open up to everyone, just this one Wednesday Wellness. So with that being said, have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves and one another. Keep your head up, and do not let anyone think that it's their place to humble you. You are to humble yourself before the Lord. God bless you.
1 Thessalonians 5 verse 5 in the Bible says, "For you are all children of light, children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. In a world filled with darkness, let's choose to be the light."
It's your time to shine. Why don't you celebrate your life? Don't let no one kill your life. You got greatness deep inside. Let's be the light that this world needs, spreading compassion like a sweet symphony. This is spiritual war, so don't fumble the fight. In a world filled with darkness, we can be a bright light. City to mine, across each and every nation, we can be a source of hope throughout every generation. There's a power far above, guiding every step that we take, showing us the way to live righteous for His name's sake. Let's be the light that this world needs, spreading compassion like a sweet symphony. This is spiritual war, so don't fumble the fight. In a world filled with darkness, we can be a bright light.